Dog-raised trio of tiger cubs, but what happened years later was unexpected. Could a dog's love and care influence the fates of ferocious predators? What strange friendship develops between a devoted dog and a trio of wild tiger cubs? How did their unique upbringing shape their unfathomable future? Prepare to be astounded as we reveal the incredible story of a dog-raised trio of tiger cubs and the unexpected twist that changed everything. Everyone has heard that love can conquer all obstacles at some point in their lives. In a zoo, it appears like a Labrador retriever is taking care of 3 tiger cubs after their mother abandoned them. In the thick of the jungle, Lou, a kind and loving dog, made an incredible discovery when she came across 3 orphan tiger cubs. She decided to take them in and raise them as her own. She did not have the slightest problem in taking them under her wing, or more accurately, her paw, and embracing them as if they were her very own. In defiance of the natural order of things, Lou and the tiger cubs formed an unbreakable bond that grew deeper with each passing day. In spite of the fact that they were uniquely their own creatures, the tiger cubs looked to Lou as their guardian and caretaker. She would give them playful rolls, a warm embrace, and even share her meals with them. She would snuggle them in her warm embrace and roll around with them. Those who were in the right place at the right time to see this peculiar family exploring the jungle together were treated to a show they will never forget. It appeared as though Lou's doggy instincts and her newly discovered maternal instincts blended together without any problem. She became a rock of support for the tiger cubs, guiding them through important life lessons while also shielding them from any danger that might come their way. The story of Lou and the tiger cubs that she raised as her own traveled far and wide, touching the hearts of many people who viewed it as a demonstration of the limitless power of love and compassion that can transcend the boundaries of different species. During one of Jim's many trips to the neighborhood zoo, the animal rights activist came across a Labrador puppy by the name of Lou, who was in a hopeless situation. The sight of the helpless puppy, who appeared to have been neglected and undernourished, pulled at Jim's heartstrings. Because he was unable to leave her future up to chance, he took a decision that would forever alter the course of Lou's life. He adopted her. Jim nursed Lou back to health with an unmatched level of love, and as the days went by, their relationship became stronger and stronger. In light of the profound bond that existed between them, he made the decision to bring her up alongside him in the zoo. As Lou became older, she developed an exceptional affinity for the animals that were in her immediate environment, and she made friends with creatures of varying kinds and sizes. Jim and Lou formed a formidable partnership as they worked together to promote the protection of animals and raise awareness about the need of conservation. Their inspiring journey not only had an impact on the lives of the animals that they cared for, but it also motivated a great number of people who visited the zoo to become caring champions for wildlife. After another 3 years had passed, Jim was confronted with an unexpected turn of events when he was given 3 tiger pups who had been abandoned. He had a soft spot for animals and was a fervent supporter of efforts to protect wildlife, so the idea of abandoning these helpless creatures to fend for themselves made him sick to his stomach. Jim, being a compassionate person with a strong sense of responsibility, was aware that he needed to take charge and offer them a refuge where they could feel safe. After giving it some thought, Jim came to a courageous conclusion and decided to offer the 3 tiger cubs the protection of the zoo in his community. Because he was so dedicated to ensuring their health, he put forth an incredible amount of effort to provide them with an atmosphere that was conducive to their needs and that closely resembled their natural habitat as much as was feasible. The community came together in support of Jim after hearing about the unselfish act that he had performed, and they offered him support and assistance in every way that they could. The news spread like wildfire. Because of Jim's commitment and the support of the community, the zoo was transformed into a sanctuary for the tiger cubs. This transformation serves as a symbol of hope and compassion, not just for the animals, but also for humans. Lou, a seasoned wildlife expert, found herself in unprecedented circumstances when she stumbled upon a litter of abandoned tiger kittens deep within the impenetrable jungle. This discovery came as a surprise to everyone else, including Lou herself. She did not show any signs of fear or trepidation and instead developed an instant connection with the defenseless creatures. She didn't waste a second before gathering them in her arms and assuring them of her love and support by providing them with warmth and solace. An extraordinary connection between Lou and the tiny kittens developed as a result of her constant cuddling of them. It was as if they were aware of her true fondness for them and acknowledged her as being their guardian and caretaker. Their eyes used to be clouded with doubt, but today you could see nothing but faith and satisfaction in them. The astonishing encounter that took place in front of Lou's co-workers put them in a state of utter astonishment as it played out before them. Within a short amount of time, Lou had taken on the role of a surrogate mother to the tiger cubs, and the cubs in turn had accepted her as one of their own. Everyone who had the good fortune to be present during this extraordinary interaction between humans and wild animals will forever remember the profound impact it had on their lives. The tiger cubs gained a loving and sympathetic caregiver in Lou, who threw herself totally into her job as a surrogate mother to the young tigers. She had a selfless dedication to their health and well-being for almost 3 months, during which time she gave them the gentle care and loving they needed to flourish. As soon as the defenseless cubs were placed in Lou's care, her maternal instincts kicked in, and she immediately became their protector and caretaker. She devoted numerous hours to tending to their every requirement with unshakable love and compassion while she was there by their side. Her days were filled with bottle feedings, tender grooming sessions, and lots of playing as she watched over their development toward a healthy and robust adulthood. Lou's passion went above and beyond the fundamentals. She went the extra mile to create an atmosphere that was engaging and secure so that the cubs could explore and learn in it. She prepared them for the outside world as they grew older by instructing them in fundamental skills and encouraging them to develop their innate inclinations. The tiger cubs were left with an indelible impression as a result of her dedication and compassionate approach, which resulted in the formation of a link that would continue to exist long after the cubs were mature enough to be released back into the wild. After some time had passed, it became clear that the tiger cubs and Lou would have to go their separate ways. This choice was made with the tiger's well-being and the need for socializing in mind. The 3 people who had been connected for so long gradually diverged into their own individuals as time went on, each displaying their own qualities and personalities. Given the undeniable strength of their connection to one another, the choice to split them up was not made lightly. However, the people who were responsible for the cubs were aware that in order for them to flourish and adjust to the inherent tendencies they were born with, they needed socialization with others of their own type as well as the development of necessary survival skills. Although Lou was initially reluctant to part way with the cubs, she knew in her heart that she was ultimately doing what was in their best interest. He bade his playful companions farewell with a heavy heart, hoping against hope that they might develop into powerful and majestic tigers in the future. In spite of the fact that they were no longer together, Lou and the cubs would always hold dear the love and care they had shared with one another, which served as a compass for them on their individual paths of development and exploration. 2 years later, a hurricane wreaked havoc. Lou ran for refuge from the storm. In her desperate hunt for safety, she found the enclosure of 6 adult tigers she had nurtured. Something extraordinary happened as Lou hesitated at the entryway, anticipating the worst. Adult tigers warily approached her, but to her surprise, they recognized her and remembered her love and care as children. They immediately surrounded her to provide shelter. She saw her 3 former cubs among the tigers. They helped her as well. Lou's affection for the tigers, now stronger, showed how humans and wild creatures can create extraordinary bonds despite all odds. The tiger family bonded forever when they came together to save their friend. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe to our channel for more.